what slows down Earth's rotation by 12 hours like it did in Joshua's long day. That's going to be a repeat performance again. So we'll have at least 24 hours of darkness, at least that.
Okay, so instead of 3 days or instead of 3 hours, you're looking for it to be at least 1 day or 24 hours of darkness. And when, rough numbers, do you see that happening before March 26, 2016? Do you see that in between there?
The darkness will happen somewhere between 24 to anywhere from a day to a day and a half before March 26th would be the starting of the eclipse.
Okay,
We're entering the plasma, because the plasma tail points opposite of the sun. So once we're entering, it's blocking the sun from it. So that's automatic. You know, that's a given.
Have we heard anything out of NASA? Has anybody put anything out that says there's going to be a double eclipse? That we're anticipating a double eclipse? No. I mean, that's amazing. And I'm not saying that they should put it out there because, like you've said, there's a window here. You don't have a crystal ball. And you've said to me before, Paul, I could be anywhere within an 8-year window. But NASA's not even discussing it as even a possibility. They stopped, I think you told me, 1992. They quit even talking about Planet X or Nibiru or Dwarf Star, or as you call it, Planet 7X. So you're bringing, this is information very important, is that you're anticipating, if your calculations are correct, if this is the year, that around March 24th, 25th, 26th, we should have a 24-hour period of darkness.
Yes, that's the way the model would show. Remember, if we divide the data, one is the scientific. Because it has a erratic orbit, we cannot give you an exact date unless we have a visual.
Right.
And there is no valid sightings at this moment in the public realm. They're all either glitches or suns or mirages, we call sun dogs, and numerous other ways, even for outfits. There's nothing in the public realm at this moment that verifies that.
And you know, Gil, I receive emails almost every day with people taking pictures of the sun and clouds, and they're saying, Paul, this is it. And I have to just set those aside. There's no way I would know if that's it or not. And it's good to hear you help clarify that there hasn't been any verifiable sighting. Okay, that helps me as well.
There's even, I mean, there's over a dozen astronomers that taken my information and put their telescope up and looked for it and can't find it, which I probably did it myself. We cannot see it at the moment.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it's not there because we have all of the effects of it.
Right.
But I've had some top-level design engineers, let's call it, that within the government, which I won't say what branch because I don't want to get them in trouble.
All right.
They said when they looked at my data that I connected the dots for them. And so when I had them on the phone, one of the questions I was asked, I said, according to the calculation, we should have seen this in year 2000. It would have came to the edge of our solar system. NASA went quiet in 1992, so they had 8 years to prepare something, some form of blocking or something, because they're trying to protect the market. I said, is there either a hologram or plasma cloaking device, something? Is there technology? Does technology exist to block our view of such a large planet? And he gave me a simple answer, yes. He would not expound because it's secret on what the technology is. But he did verify for me that, yes, the technology exists.
Wow.
So this object would have to get close enough where it starts forming a plasma tail, like a comet, before we would break the mechanism, I guess you'd call it, that's used to block our visual. But we can see the physical effects.
Yes.
And we have a problem.
Yes.
So going with the Chinese data, and this physical effects are the same effects that they've seen in the past.
All right, now here's a question for you, because there is, Mike from around the world speaks about these 5 waves of energy, okay? And that the first ripple of the first wave is supposed to be fully affected here on August 17th, 1 week from today. Do you feel like, I know you're not into his field, I know you're in a total different field, but is it possible that these waves of energy that he is reporting on based on information within the government, could it be planet 7X creating these waves of energy, which is a disturbance in the heavens? And the reason why I bring it up, Gil, is Jesus said, Yeshua said, that there will be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing for fear, for looking after those things coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So even Apostle Paul says it in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 26. The Lord said, I will shake the earth and the heavens. So Gil, is it possible that this is going to help fulfill that prophecy?
Yes, I mean, possibilities are always there, but can I qualify, that it is correct on its fine? I have no data to qualify this.
Right.
So I can't not make a comment
right.
either way to
right.
verify or to disprove it.
Right, I understand.
So if I have data, I'm not going to say anything about it.
And I appreciate that. I'm just wondering if it's even possible. If what could Planet X, I should say, could Planet X create a disturbance in the heavens? Could literally create a ripple effect?
According to the latest physics, okay, the strong force in our universe is electromagnetic, not gravity. Electromagnetic has many magnitudes greater reach than gravity.
Okay.
So something is definitely affecting our sun. At the same time, something is affecting our magnetic fields. Earth's magnetic pole is moving at 12 times its normal rate further north. And according to the past records, when I looked at it, where I estimate that it's past, it's within the circle. This next year, it's entering the circle of past areas that the magnetic field was when it came by. So if we can use that as an indicator, then that means it's close. Within 1 or 2 years, I would say, from just using the magnetic field as an indicator. But until we see it, that's where we get a true estimate.
Right.
But I'm telling you right now, in Revelation 12:1, it is impossible for man to give us that accurate of a date to the hour, to the day of an event with the proper arrangement in the sky 2,000 years ago. It's impossible.
It's impossible, yeah.
Because it gives us exactly the distance between the full moon, which is the Feast of Passover, and 3.5 days later is this event, March 26th.
Yeah.
Remember how the two prophets, they prophesied 1,260 days, then they're dead for 3.5?
Yeah.
Well, the word prophesy, the root word for is to profess, to speak. They can't speak if they're dead. So how many days are there on earth? 1,263 and a half days they're on earth. So from the day of resurrection, you back it up and count. That puts you on a full moon, okay? And 3.5 days later is when the group goes into the wilderness. A remnant goes into the wilderness, and they're only in the wilderness for 1,260 days. So that's a 3.5 day difference between the starting point.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we get right here with this date in March 26th. It's exactly 3.5 days after full moon.
And the full moon.
Was on a full moon.
Yeah, and that's why the full moon would be about 3 days before Passover on March 26th, and that's the very time that could potentially begin this 24 hours of darkness because of a double eclipse. Gil, this is fascinating.
And to qualify that this is a jubilee. It is, the Messiah is expected to come back. back on a Jubilee.
It is a Jubilee. That's right. It is the Jubilee year going on at that same time. Gil, I know you got...
So how did they get that?
Well, I mean, you've done some great work on this, and we're going to continue to keep an eye on it. That's why I wanted to talk to you today. This interview is going to play, of course, on our live show today. So I'm going to let you go. I've got to get some things done as well. The show starts for me in less than an hour. You've got a presentation in less than an hour. But I will be back in touch with you. We'll get you scheduled for another show. This thing is moving, Gil, and you're on top of it.
Well, thank you, Paul. And it's a pleasure being on your show.
It's a pleasure having you. Thank you so much, Gil. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, folks, that's Gil Broussard and his theory of Planet 7X. We will keep watching it between now and March 26, 2016, which is Passover of next year, the year of Jubilee, when the stars will be in alignment that would create this wonder in heaven, which is in Revelation 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and with the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. We'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to Bible prophecy. God bless.